I could not work in a cubicle or in an office. What tranny aid has this got? 13 or 10? 18. Wow. But yeah, you failed. You screwed up on your pre-trip inspection. Oldies, I've shown up. Have no fear. Good morning, one and all. What a wet day. Oh, geez, look, there's a big truck here. That's a gorgeous truck. I can't see it. Can you see it? Let's see if we can't see it. Oh, G&M Outdoor Services. All right, let's go check it out. Boldies have shown up. Boldies are here. Boldies have shown up. Have no fear. Nice. Look at that Peterbilt. What year is that?
2017.
And your name again was?
Bill.
Bill? All right. Nice to meet you, Bill. How many ton you got on this one?
It's 5 ton of the heat.
And you're going to bring a side dump, I think, is also part of the plan?
Yeah, from what I understand.
Okay, so we can place them wherever is fit. I just want to make sure we got room for the side dump. Do you think that side dump could come in around here and dump like in here?
I think it probably be this way.
Yeah, however, I don't care either way. The most dangerous job in construction is driving one of those things right there. Now that's a nice one, so that makes a huge difference. When I started out, we didn't have anything even close to that nice, or at least I couldn't afford anything that close to that nice. It was a 1976 white dump truck. Now it looked a lot like that, plus holes and rust, and a lot of the stuff didn't really work the way it should work. Now it was DOT compliant, but here's the thing. The only reason my old dump truck was DOT compliant when I first started out is because I realized that I couldn't afford a good truck like that. So I had to make ends meet somehow, and I had to buy a piece of junk. It's all I could afford. I didn't have my dad would say, a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. So I bought a piece of junk, and to get that truck DOT compliant, I actually became a DOT inspector so I could bash my own stuff. And I hear you guys are going to jump on me, and I really don't give a crap anymore. Jump on me about it. I don't care. When you're struggling and scraping, you got to figure out ways to make ends meet, and that's exactly what I did. But now, when I say that a truck like this is the most dangerous thing in construction, I firmly believe it for 2 reasons. 1, the piece of equipment, which, like we said, is good in this case. But 2, it's the other people. You are in the midst of people that probably shouldn't be behind the wheel in the first place. But I remember when I bought that white dump truck, I was going down a hill, and it had a stop sign at the bottom of the hill. And at that stop sign, you're supposed to stop. Yep, you're supposed to stop. But as I'm going down this steep hill, I was on Concord Street, so I'm on 494 going to the Concord Street exit. So if anybody lives in Minnesota, you know this exit. It's a steep hill going down, plus then the exit ramp goes down. And at the bottom of that is that stoplight. And while I'm going down this steep hill with a full load on, an airline blows. Now these are air brakes. So as soon as an airline blows, everything is supposed to kick in, lock the truck up, and bring you safely to a stop. But on a truck as old as this truck, it didn't even require per code front brakes. It didn't even require front brakes. I am not joking. It was so old that front brakes were not necessary on this vehicle. So the airline ruptures, and do you think that those brakes are going to stop this truck? Not even close. I don't even feel like it slowed it down. So I'm downshifting, I'm grinding, and I got just enough air in my system that I'm laying on the air horn. And there's some kids at the stoplight aiming this way as I'm coming down this way. And I'm blowing and I make eye contact with them. And as I'm going around the corner, I look in my passenger side mirror and the truck goes up on the side wheels like this, and the dirt starts rolling out into the street as I'm going around the corner and falling into the intersection. And I'm way up like this, and I look down and I see the kids, they were, teens, this way, and they are laughing and cheering and clapping. This had to be an amazing show to just watch this truck go. Got her back down on all the wheels, safely coasted it to a stop, and checked my pants. But let's get back into this video right now. Yeah, I made my blue jeans brown that day. That's a good way to wake up the neighbors in the morning, right?
They all out?
Yeah, they're all out. You're clear. Okay, so the end dump is coming separate from you, right? Let's hop in.
You don't get a lot of room. Sorry about that.
It's not as bad as my half cab Mac. You know what those are?
No.
Oh, it's a half cab. So the Mac, I actually had
I know what you're talking about.
So you got a full cab here, and then the dash comes straight up here. I mean, and what we did is I've had one, and then I put in a big seat. Basically, I put a passenger seat in it, and I had a new driver. Went to the DOT, and he was taking his test. And the DOT officer's a big fat guy.
Way down here. I got it.
Oh, thank you. So I had a DOT officer. We were taking a test driver. Failed my driver before he even got in the cab. He looked at it and he's like, "Yeah, you failed. You screwed up on your pre-trip inspection," because the dude couldn't get into the cab. So he just failed him. Just failed him because he had to come up with an excuse why he didn't want to crawl into the cab.
Right.
What tranny has this got? 13 or 10?
18.
18.
A little overkill, but.
Wow. It's quiet, runs smooth. One of the things that I just come to realize is that I don't think people know how to drive around big trucks like this. And I'm not trying to say that you got to do anything overly special besides protect yourself. Because big trucks like this do not have the stopping power that a Hyundai Sonata or something like that has, or a little tiny car. And people are constantly, and you'll see it in today's video, cutting you off and forcing you to slam on the brakes and to do things with a rig when it's fully loaded is weighing somewhere between 56,000 plus pounds. Depends on how much weight you have on it. Now that's not empty weight, that's loaded weight. But even that truck when it's loaded versus empty doesn't handle the same. Some trucks when they're loaded handle much better, but some trucks when they're loaded don't. There it is, Minneapolis. And all these poor people going to work in their offices and their cubicles up in those buildings in front of us. And thankfully, that's something we don't ever have to do. I don't think we could do it. I don't think I could do it.
I wouldn't be able to. I know I couldn't.
I couldn't do it either. If you put me in one of them offices in that city right there, I'd disintegrate. If I'm describing your life, I'm sorry. I don't mean to pick on you. I just don't think I could go there. I could not work in a cubicle or in an office. We'll do a tour of that another Now you want to know somebody that truly doesn't care about you, hire your truck out to another construction company, because all they worry about is productivity and nothing else. At least that's what it seems like in my book. And when you're going to dump your load, what you're doing is you're shifting all of that weight that's spread over the entire chassis onto the back frame of that truck. Meaning when you go to dump, you've got to have real solid ground underneath you to hold all of that weight until it finally releases out of the truck. Well, I have been working for other construction companies, hired myself out in my own dump truck, and they had us dumping load because we were building an elevated road. But the shoulders were soft, and I'm watching the project foreman, and he's directing me, and he's got me dumping this load, and the shoulder goes out, and the next thing I know, me and my dump truck are sliding down this hill. Now I immediately drop my box back down to get it to marry back up with the frame to distribute that weight over the entire chassis. Now I'm sitting kittywampus with the front tires of my truck hanging in the air and the entire back of my truck down here. And we ended up taking an excavator and a dozer and a payloader combined to be able to pull that truck out, because of the sheer weight of that truck with that entire load on wasn't going to come out under its own means. So there's just so many factors involved when you're driving one of these dump trucks that it looks fun, it looks great, but once you get into it, you start to learn that sometimes there's more to looks than meets the eye. Use a Hydra grapple with an Encom.
Because you can, along with the regular grapple uses, like turning it and everything, you can also angle it side to side. So for setting rock, it's
just a little extra.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you put a $40,000 attachment on just so you can get that.
That and swapping attachments is super easy.
Okay. Okay.
You barely have to get out of the machine, and it takes 10 seconds to swap.
Got it. All right. So question for you: do you feel that all the extra weight at the end of the boom detracts from anything from using the machine?
It does slow it down some.
Does it?
It does.
Okay.
On this machine, anyways, it does.
Yeah, because that's a lot of weight stuck on the end there. So that's gonna make that machine a little bit more tippy, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
We had a smaller machine. We had a Doosan DX62.
Okay.
And so we had an Encom on there, and that you really noticed it. But with this bigger machine, it's not quite as much. But
yeah, we have a Daewoo. We call it the Daewoo.
Yeah.
It's a pile of crap.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let you do you. I'll hop back in the truck. Well, that's the beginning. We got 60 ton of boulders coming in, but that's gonna call it for this video. I just wanted you guys to go along for a ride with us. Check it out. It's kind of fun riding and getting to do a ride along and meet new people and go new places, and that was the whole goal today. Hope you guys enjoyed going along for the ride. Life is always an adventure, and I hope whatever life brings your way, it's an adventure and it's enjoyable. and you guys have a good time doing it. And GM Outdoor Services, Garrett and Marlena, GNM. That stands for Garrett and Marlena. You guys may have seen them before. They're just young folks doing an amazing job, building an amazing business. And if you guys need boulders and you're in Minnesota, contact them. Here's their information right there. I remember the first time I met Garrett and Jameson, they knocked on my door. I think they were 18, 19 years old. Didn't know what they were doing. Now they got multiple semi-trucks, excavators. I think they run 5 separate crews or more. And I think they're doing millions of dollars a year in work. They've taken that business and they've just made it blow up. That's calling it for this one. God bless. Go get them, you guys. We'll see ya on another one. Let's see who's waiting for me on this side of the door. Nobody. Nice. I'm not getting jumped on by dogs.